like they bring the youth players through, which they do, and that was a massive like kind of selling point for me to go there. And then you get there and there's plenty of competition for places. You think, oh, you know what, I'm going to walk straight into this first team because I'm going to be the best player, but it just doesn't work like that, you know, at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's from all types of parts of the world. Yeah.
Oh mate, it literally doesn't work like that. You've got to prove yourself.
Just go back. What were you good at younger years? I never saw you at younger years. I'm talking about, 9 years old to about 13 years old. Were you always that good, or did you come on as you got older?
I'd say, I don't want to obviously be big-headed or anything, but I was always kind of, I'd say, one of the best in my year. Like at academy level, at primary school and like school level, yeah, I was the best. But when I went to academy, I would say I was still one of the top 2 or 3, and like I always played a year up from under 9 till under 15. I'd always played in the age group above me, so I was always kind of pushed in that sense. So I guess, like you say, yeah, I was probably one of the better ones. And then you start playing your own age group, and like once you get to like 16s and 18s and then 23s. So yeah, I think I probably was, don't want to be big-headed, but like I was probably up there with the better ones in my age group. And like, yeah, it makes you kind of not be complacent and just think, I want to be the best in the year above now. Like it was never like looking back over my shoulder. I was like, I want to be the best in whatever team I play in. So yeah.
Here at FOOTY 258, we're proud to present you with the best football-specific content. We work with many companies and many ballers to give you, the viewers, the best content possible. You, the viewer, we're always looking to help you improve your skill set. In order for you to improve your skill set and for us to keep making these videos, please click the link down below and buy some equipment. The equipment helps us run this channel, and also you subscribing to the channel helps us producing more of these videos to help you with your skill set and your knowledge of the game. Thank you for supporting FOOTY 258.
I remember you struggled with a few injuries back then. How would you tell somebody or tell your younger self how to deal with that?
Yeah, injuries is one of them subjects where like it's difficult, because I'd say accept it for what it is, because the more resistance you give to that, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm injured, like the more resistance you give to that, it's only going to prolong you coming back in the, like, basically, yeah, it's going to prolong your rehab sort of thing. So if you kind of just let it be, it is what it is. Look, you're injured. Just enjoy that rehab process, whatever you can. Obviously, you have your dark days and that, but the more accepting you can be of it, the less resistance you're going to put towards that, and then the more enjoyable that becomes, rehabbing, the quicker you're going to come back in a way. So I'd say, yeah, definitely just accept it for what it is. Don't think, oh, I could have done this differently, that differently, this differently, because it is what it is now. It's done, like you just got to get on with it in a sense. But I've had some real dark times, and I feel like when I've gone through them real lows, it's kind of made me learn more about myself as a person in them times of like suffering and darkness through injuries, than just playing week in, week out in a way. And I wouldn't change going for them injuries now, because it's maybe become who I am today, if you know what I mean. So, and that's kind of down to I say that I do quite a lot of work with a psychologist as well, so that's helped me a lot. But yeah, I mean, injuries, obviously, they're always going to be difficult, but if you can just accept it for what it is, that's I'd say just that helps a little bit,
So you touched on it a bit before, but just touch on it again. The move to Arsenal, how is that for a young player, knowing that, you might be on the way to a different team, and what's the process like? Do you know that they come to watch you? Do you hear that they're interested? What are the type of things that were happening around then, them times?
Yeah, so I was aware like that they were kind of coming, like the scouts were coming and watching me when I was at West Ham. I was aware of it, but like I kind of tried to kind of put it aside because so it wasn't really a distraction. So yeah, I was aware of it for sure. But yeah, so then once it did happen, you know, it was like I was definitely around better players for sure. It took me, I'd say, a couple seasons to adapt. We had Dutch coaches at the time who had a kind of different philosophy, like to what I thought it'd be. Because obviously you think Arsenal, you think, oh, it's like they bring the youth players through, which they do, and that was a massive, like, kind of selling point for me. To go there, and then you get there, and there's plenty of competition for places. You think, oh, you know what, I'm going to walk straight into this first team because I'm going to be the best player, but it just doesn't work like that, you know. At the end of the day,
Yeah, it's from all types of parts of the world. Yeah.
Oh mate, it literally doesn't work like that. You've got to prove yourself at 18s, and once you've done that, you prove yourself at 23s, and then once you've done that, then you've got to prove yourself at first. So each level you go up, it even gets harder, and you know, it's and then stay at the level. That's when it's even tougher. But yeah, I mean, it's not easy, but you know, like I look at players who I was with at West Ham, like Declan Rice, Reece Oxford, like at the time they were kind of, you know, they were in and around it with me, and I think, oh, if I had stayed on, would that have been me? But I feel like you can't look at it like that, you know.
No, you can't look at it.
Everyone's got a different pathway, everyone's got different timings, and the more you look, I think, oh, they're there now. If that creates a bit more, like, you know, resistance, and like you think, no, because your pathway, your journey is different. You're going to get there at a different time, but don't rush it. You know, obviously you want to push hard, you want to try to get there as soon as you can, but you can't look at others and judge yourself on others pathway. You know.
And just come in, what you're learning now is something also what they haven't learned yet. So they've just, not saying they've had an easy ride, because they haven't. Obviously, they've earned to get where they are, right? But you've had to do it the so-called hard way. You've had to go to League Two, then League One, then hopefully you go into Arsenal first team. If you don't, then maybe Championship, then maybe Prem, then, you know, back into Arsenal's first team again. So doing it that way, I know how it is. You'll appreciate it a lot more when it comes, you know. The
100%.
Yeah, they say patience is bitter, but its rewards are sweet.
Oh, massively, because you think, like, all the things I've been through, I'd like to think once I reach my goals that I want to reach, it's going to be so much more satisfying because the journey's been a lot tougher, you know. And I'm not saying mine's been tough. Like, so many other players have had it so much more tougher than me. But I think going through, like, the hardships and the suffering is only going to make them moments that you dream of way more rewarding, you know.
For more content like this, like, share, and subscribe.